Okay guys, first LMG we've got to do is the PU-21. It's on track, so let's go. Alright, here we go. Oh, yes, mimics. Way easier to kill than the doppelgasts, or just less annoying to put up with, I guess. There we go. Oh, it actually finished the trial as well. Okay, there we go. First weapon down. Okay, next up, we have got the XMG. Time to do our next batch of 30 special zombie kills. Please kill me. Thank fuck it didn't get rid of the trial. Okay. Shot mimic. God, this technique is so flawless. Like, it literally, you can get half the progress done in one match. And there you go. It's just crazy, that. And finally, we have the GP-MG7. Mimic. Oh, shit. And voila! Opal done on the final gun. So now, let's get to the video. Okay guys, so as you can see from the intro, we have now completed the LMGs for zombies in Black Ops 6. And I'm just so happy to finally have another one of these weapon classes out of the way. I know I'm slowly taking this whole grind, and it's probably going to take me in total a good 3-4 months. We're already about probably a month or two into this grind for me personally. I have been taking it quite slowly, like I say, but I don't really feel the rush. I've already done multiplayer's grind, and zombies is just something I want to chill on instead of like forcing myself through it so fast like I did with the first grind, because that really took a toll on me mentally. Yeah, as far as the LMGs go, it's really not difficult. There's only 3 of them to do, like, at a base. I guess what I'm going to do, like usual, is just talk about the weapons, and I'm going to rank them at the end, and I'm also going to give you just a breakdown of how to do all the challenges, so take this as kind of like a camo guide as well, as usual. So let's get straight into it. So the first weapon you've actually got to do is the PU-21, and obviously this is going to go across all of these weapons. In fact, for the military camos, you've got your 2,000 critical hit kills to do, and you guys, I have to say this, I've said it in all these other videos, you should definitely be taking advantage of the Citadele de Mort's oil trap technique. If you do not know much about that, I actually have a video up here on screen. I will link that video in the top so you can click the cards and it'll take you to that video. But essentially, I made a whole video breaking that down, and I as well would like to add a few things about that technique, a few little important things I've learned since making that video. So that technique still works, and we're in season 2 reloaded actually, so the technique hasn't been patched. It's been working for months. This is the fastest and most efficient way of getting tons, and I mean tons, of critical hit kills done in just a short amount of time. You can get all 2,000 of these done on this gun without even using the weapon itself. Now, granted, you will probably get a lot of critical hit kills as you go, just using your gun normally, shooting at the head using Deadshot Daiquiri, but this technique actually gathers you pretty much the vast majority, like 99% of them, without ever using the gun. I don't know why it works, but it does, so you definitely want to be using that technique, and it hasn't been patched, like I say, it still works. But here's a few things I've learned about that technique since that video. So you do not want to be in Rampage Inducer mode, because Rampage Inducer mode actually makes the zombies faster and they run through the trap without actually taking much damage and not dying. So don't use Rampage Inducer while using the oil trap technique. And one more thing that I've noticed, which is kind of weird, I don't know if it's just a thing that kicks in later rounds or whatever the case may be, but if you actually switch to your fists instead of carrying the primary default weapon you're grinding, for some reason, even though it still tracks to the weapon for whatever reason, even though you've not even got the weapon in your hand, you will actually notice that the zombies can start running towards you closer and hitting you. But when you've got the weapon selected, they die to the trap quicker. Don't really know what that is, but I'd suppose it's got a lot to do with the technique tracking from the weapon's critical hits and all that sort of stuff. So maybe it's taking into account the strength of the weapon when it's actually damaging those zombies in the trap. I don't really know, but that's just another thing I've learned as well about that technique. But that is the best way of getting all of the military camos done for all of the LMGs. Now, let's talk about the first special zombies camo that you've got to do for the PU-21. The first one you've got to do is get 10 mangler eliminations on this weapon. So the manglers are only spawning in on either Terminus or on Liberty Falls. They will only start to spawn in at around round 11. So you are going to have to spend a bit of time in those matches before you actually see your first mangler spawn. But obviously, as rounds go on, as you get up to like round 20 or 30, you'll actually start to see more than one mangler spawn in a round. So it's just one of those things you're going to have to do slowly and normally. Unfortunately, there's not really a way you can speed up this mangler technique, especially because you can't can't do the tomb technique, which I'll bring up actually for the Opal Camo. You can't actually do that technique for this, unfortunately, to get really quick special zombie kills for the manglers, because this is mangler zombie specific, and you don't actually have manglers that spawn in on the tomb. So that's kind of a shame. But anyway, the next special zombies camo you've got to do for the PU-21 is to get 300 hipfire kills. You're going to probably be doing a lot more hipfire kills than you actually realize. The only unfortunate thing about this is it is going to involve you actually doing the hipfires. You can't cheat around this. You can't use the oil trap to get this done. It won't work because it's specifically about hipfires. So what I found was the best way of getting the hipfires done extremely fast was either throwing down decoys. Now, be warned, decoys do have a short time period or lifespan. So when you throw them down, they're only going to last a few seconds and the zombies are going to come back after you. But even if they do come back after you, the whole point of distracting them isn't to distract them. Like, sure, you can use the symbol monkeys as well, you know, the monkey bomb, to distract them if you really want them distracted before you kill them. But it doesn't really matter. The whole idea is with the decoys or the monkey bombs, they will actually gather the zombies into a cluster so that when they come back after you, they're not going to be coming from every direction trying to cram you into a corner. They're actually all going to be coming at you in one, and it's easier for you to hit fire them all in a row. You obviously want at least pack-a-punch 1 on or 2, and this will make it so much easier for you to just shred through groups of zombies by the hip. And then the next LMG you actually have to do is the XMG, and all of these LMGs are actually fairly fun to use, so you're not going to really struggle with any of these. But the first special zombies camo for this weapon is going to ask you to get 10 kills without reloading 15 times. And if you didn't know, you can actually, I think, do this using the oil trap, if I'm not wrong. If the oil trap doesn't work for this because it is specifically kills without reloading, you can start working on this the moment you actually go into a match. It doesn't matter if there's 10 zombies there inside of that area for the first round or not, because each kill is just going to add up until, you know, you get to that progress being done. So yeah, with the amount of ammo you actually have in the belts for these LMGs, 10 kills without actually reloading the gun once is super simple. If you get 20 kills without reloading, that is going to track as 2 pieces of progress to this challenge. Obviously, as you get into higher rounds, it's going to be even easier for you to just shred through zombies with high pack-a-punch and not reloading the gun once. And the second special zombie challenge is going to ask you to get 300 eliminations with brain rot equipped. Now, fortunately, you don't actually always have to get all the kills with the actual ammo, right? In the past, this would have been a weird thing with certain challenges where the special effect or the burn up from an ammo mod or the brain rot zombie killing zombies wouldn't track. But with this kind of challenge, that actually does count. So if you get kills just using the weapon and you have brain rot selected, that counts. If you actually infect one of the zombies and it goes around killing for you, that also tracks to the challenge. So it's actually going to get done a lot quicker, especially with the assistance of any zombies that are brain rotted from the ammo mod. To get the brain rot ammo mod, for anyone who's super new to the game, you've just got to go to one of the arsenals. So it's kind of like that shield machine you'll see on the mini map. You go to that and you can buy it from there. It's about 500 salvage to buy a form of ammo mod. So you're going to want to look for the skull and crossbones one. That is the brain rot ammo mod. And the final weapon you've got to do is the GPMG-7. And the first special zombies challenge it's going to ask you to do for this gun is to get 300 point blank kills. So 300 point blank kills just means 300 close up kills. And when it means close up, I mean super close up. So they don't have to be kissing you. The zombie doesn't have to be this close to you. They can be, but you don't want them to be like further away, more than 6 feet, right? You want them to be within that range, so 6 feet and closer, and you just want to be shooting them up close. It should probably pop up a point blank medal at the top of the screen just to be sure, but to get 300 of these, again, it's going to be quickest to actually use some sort of distraction grenade, so monkey bombs, decoys, all that stuff. They actually get the zombies in one big group. You can shoot them whilst they're distracted or whilst they're all coming at you in clusters after the decoy has, you know, finished distracting them, and, you know, you'll be able to shoot them whilst they're coming towards you up close. Be warned, this might get you knocked a few times. That's kind of expected when doing point blanks in zombies. It's not exactly ideal to point blank zombies in zombies, but that is just part of the challenge and it comes with the nature of it. You will get it done eventually. And something that actually helped as well whilst I was doing the point blank kill challenge was actually having the Ether Storm on, so the field upgrade. What actually happens is, well, not the Ether Storm, the Tesla Storm. It's called the Tesla Storm in this game, damn it. The Tesla Storm, I actually use this all the time because it is going to basically stun any zombies that are coming around you. So if you're walking backwards, shooting zombies as they're coming towards you, and one happens to pop up right behind your ass and starts hitting you, this thing, when you enable it, is going to stun not only the zombies behind you, but also in front of you, just everywhere. And it's going to make make it easy for you to kill them whilst they're stunned. So the Tesla Storm is going to actually help quite a lot with this challenge as well, just making it a lot more easier. And the final challenge you've got to do for this is 10 kills without reloading 15 times. So we've already seen this challenge before. You know what to do. Now let's talk about the Mystic Gold and the Opal challenges. Mystic Gold is going to ask you on any weapon to get 10 kills rapidly 15 times. This can be done with the oil trap. You don't even have to think about it. Those will happen almost instantaneously. If you're in like round 20 up to 30, sat in the oil trap on Citadeli, this thing is just going to go up on its own. It's going to literally complete so fast because you've got loads of zombies running into this trap that you're just going to get like 10 kills in maybe the span of 10 seconds. It's insane. So you'll actually get this done just using the oil trap. But if you weren't using the oil trap, you either would have to be focusing on getting the insta kill to really help you get these quicker, or having a high packer punch in pretty early rounds just to kill 10 of them super rapidly. I don't know what the time interval is between the kills that classifies it as a rapid kill, but I'd suppose getting kills within, I would say, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and that will be tracking. And the Opal challenge. So the Opal challenge is to get 30 special zombie eliminations. And if you haven't watched the video I made, I have a tomb video about the best technique to get tons of special zombie kills so fast that you're going to finish this within maybe 1 or 2 matches, and it'll only take you about an hour or 2. So it's really quick. And if you weren't doing that, you'd be probably spending upwards of 3-4 hours on this one challenge, because trust me, with the average game mode and you only having a special zombie spawning in at round 11 and onwards, and every so often until you get to around 20 or 30 where you start to see more than one around, you're really going to be making super slow progress. But with the tomb technique, you can basically glitch the game in a sense to keep spawning them in. Basically just watch the video. Just watch that video. I explain it and show how it all works. But that is going to be the quickest way for you to get those done. And if you're on like certain modes like Citadeli, for example, where during the actual setup you actually have to kill a doppelgas to get to the pack-a-punch machine, that is also going to help speed up some of that progress. It can also be done on the tomb in general, because on the tomb, during the setup on going to the pack-a-punch machine, a shock mimic should actually spawn in. So you can actually go onto certain maps that will have, you know, more of them spawning in than usual because of the setup. But either way, the tomb technique is going to be your quickest way of doing this, and you can do the old trap technique, like I say, on Citadeli. That does work. If you're getting into high rounds and there's doppelgasts just running into the trap, they will obviously be killed by the trap, and it will track to the weapons with no problem whatsoever. So it can be done in a bunch of ways. But needless to say, that is all of the LMGs done. So now we're going to rank them, and I don't know really where I want to rank these, to be fair, because it is a really difficult ranking. They're all very similar to one another. I think what I'm going to do is put the PU-21 at the top. Then I'm probably going to put the GPMG 7 in second, if I'm not wrong, and then the XMG at the bottom. Heavy as fuck to run around with. It's very high though in ammo, but like I say, super slow mobility. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I will also say both of these two bottom LMGs have a fuck ton of recoil as well. So it's a really weird ranking. I kind of might just put them in a tie for second, and the PU-21 is at the top, but there you go. So that's how I'm gonna generally rank them. But anyway, that is the LMGs done. So next up, I will actually probably do marksmen or snipers this time. I just kind of ended up doing progress on one of the LMGs and just thought, you know what, I'll do that instead. So yeah, that's what's next, I think, for this grind. But other than that, thank you everyone for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to drop a like on the video for your boy. It helps with the algorithm and it makes me very happy. Also, be sure to drop a comment if you want as well. That also helps with the algorithm. Just let me know what you think of the grind, if you're doing it, and any other tips I could know of. And other than that, thank you once again, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.